What's up, guys? Back again, just like we talked about, like I promised, we are back. It is the last freaking day of the year and of the decade. Let that sink in. This is the last day of the 2010s. 2020s, after tomorrow, midnight, let's go. Okay, I've been waiting, guys, to review this very controversial release that nearly every other reviewer and their daddy and their mommy and their Uncle Tommy and their brother and their sister and their cousin and their niece and their best friend and their best enemy have all reviewed before me. That's fine. I don't play that game. When I get to, like, Mark, if you check out Mark's channel, I keep plugging you, Mark. Mark's the same way. We do not play that game. It's a stupid, inane, trite little kids game. I've got the first review of the first perfume ever seen in the world. It's a world exclusive. Oh my god. I think that's absolutely asinine, guys. If you have to play that game, firstly, how long have these reviewers even lived with the fragrance in order to review it? They barely got it, and they're reviewing it as if they know it. They don't know it. They've never used it. It's disgusting. Okay, mini rant over, whatever. The original is a designer level masterpiece. Absolute is great. Elite is not bad, but Racing Man. Yeah, I know, Andre. I know, but I want to give you guys some serious food for thought on why I think maybe a lot of these well-known reviewers are a little bit wrong about this one. I'll explain. Let me get there. First off, oh my God, straight out of the bottle, guys, the scent is pure magic. At least to my nose. Wow. Okay. Lush, evergreen, racing green, British green, beautiful knurled glass. Same exact construction as all of the icons. Obviously, very heavy. You don't want to drop this off your second floor, your second story balcony. You will seriously put someone in a bad way, like possibly el hospital if you're not careful. Con cuidado. Andre says, watch your head. You're going to get tomatoes. Okay. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the fugly here in a second. But let's get into the notes first, guys. So here we go. Obviously, this is a 2-year-old fragrance. It dropped in 2017. The nose was Laurent Le Guarnec. Hope I pronounced that correctly. Laurent Le Guarnec. Or Guarnec. Top notes: bergamot, grapefruit, cardamom. In the mids, orange blossom, pepper, lavender. And finally in the base, guaiac or guaiac wood, vetiver, and musk. Now, I'm going to tell you, the opening is harsh. The opening is very synthetic, and the sweetness level of the synthetic grapefruit combined with the, I believe, the lavender note, which is not a really great lavender, and the bergamot, and possibly, I'm guessing, with the orange blossom. It's just a strange, syrupy, almost sickly sweet to my nose, and it's really hard to take. Along with that strange juxtaposition of this very green, slightly peppery, slightly almondy, but not really like almond, but like a nut that doesn't smell like a nut. What am I saying? Cashmerean sort of vibe. But guys, you're going to want to wait about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. And this thing will settle down on the skin, and it's going to start blending together really, really well. And it's going to get creamy, very tolerable. And as that guaiac or guaiac wood starts to come up with that pepper, it almost creates like a light burnt cedar note. The vetiver is very pronounced. The cardamom as well, very pronounced. The bergamot and the grapefruit will continue for quite a while into the mids. Orange blossom, it starts to fade. And the musk is present pretty much all the way through into the deep dry down. Now, I will tell you guys, on my skin, I got phenomenal longevity with this. An easy 10 hours on skin. I do spray heavy. It's no secret. I'm not one of these guys that goes 1, 2, and calls it a day. That is not me. It'll never be me. I make zero apologies for that. When I spray, I seriously spray, just like ladies do. I know you ladies out there, you like to just hit it and quit it and then hit it again. Okay? I'm a heavy sprayer. We all have our styles, right? But the good news is, if you get this on skin and you get this on your clothing, it's going to frickin' last an easy, minimal 7 to 9 hours. I guarantee it. Now, is it going to push all the time? Find me one fragrance that does. I mean, sure, there's maybe 5 on the planet that push in a pronounced way that long. The average good cologne, EDT, even eau de parfum guys, is not going to forcefully, it's not going to push more than about an hour to 2 hours tops. And then by the 3rd to 4th hour, you're still getting it. It's just not pushing. You're going to get it. If they come into your scent bubble, they're going to smell you, etc., etc. Now, do I think this is as sexy as the original Icon? Hell to the no, okay? I'm not going to make this into something it's not. This is no way near as sexy as Icon, period. Now, the other one, what is it? Icon Black. I think these are very close in level. Maybe Black is a smidge sexier. Maybe. Have I even done Black yet? I don't know. We'll see. I'll check that, and if I haven't, I'll drop another one after this one on Black. But I think I already did that one, so we'll check on that. But at any rate, okay, this to me is like if Icon was really James Bond, then this is maybe the scent of Q when he's on vacation and in the Alps or something. You know what I mean? Or it's a little more grown up. Is that a word? Can I say it that way? It's more growed up. It's more grown up. Yes. It's a little more mature. I think it has there's a little bit of a nice green bitterness in here, almost an herbal tonality with that pepper and the cardamom and the vetiver and the guaiac or guaiac wood. And I honestly think, guys, it's a little bit quietly sexy. It is. It's kind of demurely, maturely sexy, if you will. It's not a bad boy in black leather. It's not a young guy in a Versace suit, walking down Napoli, or anywhere in Italy for that matter. That's not the type of scent. This is kind of, yes, very British. It is quite elegant, honestly, if you give it a chance. I think it's mature. I don't think it's the sexiest scent. That's not what I'm saying, but I think if you give it a chance, learn to live with this over a few weeks, a couple of months, if you will, through the fall, through the winter. Go through this for a while. I guarantee you guys, I pulled mad compliments with this with the lady folk. You may get some from the men as well. I got some from some very attractive women, and they said, "Oh my God, what are you wearing?" I said, "I'm wearing Dunhill Icon Racing." And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not in love with this fragrance. I'm not telling you I'm the greatest proponent aficionado of this fragrance. I'm just honestly sharing you some of my fresher, my newest take on this scent. I don't think it's been given a fair handshake in Fragcom. I really, really don't. I think it's too easy to jump in on bandwagons and go with first impressions or second impressions and say, yeah, it's mediocre at best, blah, 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 blah. I think that this is a mind-bogglingly awesome, wait for it, dumb reach in the fall and winter, full stop. I'll repeat that. I think this is an incredibly seductive dumb reach in the fall and in the winter. I'm not saying it's the best in class. Let's not mince words here, guys. But I think if you're going to have a quick, no-brainer dumb reach in the fall and in the winter, el invierno y el otoño, got those reversed. I think you'd be hard pressed to do a lot better than this. I mean, just for a fantastic green, woody, slightly bitter, herbal, slightly smoky, not in an incense kind of way, but it's got this little cedary, peppery type thing. You get the vetiver, you get the orange blossom, the bergamot. The grapefruit is, I admit, too sweet and synthetic in the opening, but I promise you guys, after about 15 to 25 minutes, it just absolutely becomes fairly gorgeous on skin. No, it's not the greatest scent I've ever smelled. I'm not saying that. But honestly, for as little as $35 for a full 100 mils, are you kidding me? This was like $100 bottle of juice or more when it first dropped. For you to smell this good in fall and winter, again, when you're kind of out of ideas or you're just bored with your fragrance rotation, I think this is a very, very good go-to dumb reach. Now, I'm not, again, saying it's best in class, and I'm not saying it's the sexiest fragrance any of us are ever going to have. Nothing near that. I'm simply saying that out of a subdued, gentlemanly, very serviceable type scent, this really, really absolutely kicks some butt, especially at the $40 or well below price point. That's just my 2 cents. Absolutely feel free to disagree. I think it presents tremendous value for anyone out there that is willing to give it a fair handshake. And by that, guys, I mean, like Mark says on his channel, again, I'm plugging you, Mark. I have yet to see the paycheck. Mark Robes08. Check out Robes08. You have to live with fragrances for a while. Now, I will end on this note on this fragrance. This fragrance to me is like a friend or a lover or a girlfriend if you're a guy and you're straight. If you're gay, then just a substitute another guy, whatever. If you're a woman, a man, unless you're a lesbian, then yeah. Picture another hot chick or a butch, whatever. Picture whoever you want. But the point is, what I'm trying to get at is saying that regardless of how intimate that person is to you, it's someone that's going to be regularly up in your grill, up in your life. And you're going to have moments where you fight with them and moments where you're bored with them. You're going to have moments where nothing's new and you're tired and the whole relationship just a bit stale, staid, boring. But it's not terrible. It's not bad. This is kind of like that in a weird way. This is like that relationship because it's going to then often veer back to everything's great, everything's hunky-dory, everything's good again, everything is fantastic. We just went to Maui, Wowie. We went to Hawaii. We just got from Oahu, went to Puerto Rico. Shout out Carlos. We just got back from Madrid. We just went to Beijing, and life is great. And we saw the Tower of Pisa in Italy. We went to Moscow. You know, what I'm trying to say is, guys, life to a large extent, it's what we make of it. how we interact with it, how we receive it. I'm not saying this is the greatest fragrance in the world. It's certainly not. I wouldn't vote it on my top 100 of all times list. But the point is, it's still a very, very minimally decent to good to maybe potentially very good, just in terms of dumb reaches for the fall and winter. It's a little bit mature. Maybe it smells a little bit old-fashioned, but I think it's got a lot to offer under the hood if you give it a shot. Now I'll go ahead and read commentary and field questions, and we'll get into the nose, and we'll end on that note if we can. Let me just pull up one window here. Okay, let me go to comments. Start reading comments here. Andre said it's like a mix of ADP Colonia Club and PR Invictus. I have read that online. There's a bit of that in there. I agree, Andre, but it's definitely not a carbon copy of either of those, in my humble opinion. The Ambroxan also burns off after about the first hour, which is really, really good news, because I almost kind of hate Ambroxan right about now. I've had my fill of Ambroxan. Really, after about the first 30 minutes, it dies down to a very moderate level, very modest level, in my opinion. I don't know. Andre, are you saying the opening is the best part of Icon Racing or of Colonia Club or PR Invictus? I for me, am not at all in love with this opening. I almost hate this opening because it's just too sickly sweet. It's super synthetic. The Ambroxan is just like a nightmare train from perfume hell. Luckily, like I said, that burns off after about the first 15 to 20 minutes, give or take. At least on my skin. Maybe I go anosmic, but that's my experience with it. Rich Mitch, not a fan of the line. That's fair, Rich. Mitch, Dunhill they've carved out a beautiful sort of Nietzsche type segment within the designer realm. They're not at all catering to everyone's taste. They've found their sort of niche and the type of scents that they feel best represent their lifestyle brand. And I kind of frankly admire them for that. I think it's rather genius. They're never going to really go head to head with Prada, not even Polo for that matter. Who else? Armani. They're certainly not going to go head to head with Armani. So I kind of admire them. They found their sort of British thing within the designer realm, and it feels like you're smoking a cigar. It feels like you're sitting on a Bentley leather type seat. In fact, they remind me a lot of the House of Bentley in some regards. What else? I'm not going to read that comment, Andre. I'll get banned for sure. Anyone, you can read the live feedback if you want. I'll go ahead and show it. Rich says not a fan of the line. Favorite is the golden. Okay, I think that's the oud based, if I'm not mistaken. Andre says he agrees with Rich. Absolute is the best, together with original. Smelt it before Fracom. Woke up on that. Okay, but anyone has an opinion? No, where do you live? Timothy, hi Timothy. Thanks for joining the live cast. I'm a night owl. Doesn't matter. I'd probably be up regardless of where I was on the planet. But I am in Texas for what it's worth. But again, I'm a night owl. So Carlos says Icon is a good starter line. Original is a solid barbershop, clean, fresh fragrance. Quality or lack thereof doesn't matter much on a barbershop frag. The rest is okay. Many fragrances are good on their dry down. Cheap or expensive. That's true. Carlos says he agrees. I also give fragrances a big chance to live with them. Andre says neither do I, but the dry down is worse. I will respectfully disagree, Andre. For me, the dry down is by far the best thing about this fragrance. Now, it's not it's not as nearly as dramatic as the opening. The opening is far, far more dramatic than the dry down, but to me, this is a good thing. I can't stand the opening on this. It's just sickly sweet. It's synthetic out the yin yang. Then Broxton is like from here to like the top of the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, I don't know. Each to their own. For me, the opening of this is just a Nightmare Express train from Perfume Land. But we all have our opinions and our personal spin, and we live with things, we deal with things, we're sort of attuned differently to some extent, and that's fine. We all gravitate to different scents, to different. We look for maybe different experiences within the fragrance community. Again, guys, I'm not at all saying this is something like groundbreaking or new for me. I have way, way better fragrances than this. I certainly have a lot of artisanal and sort of indie niche, elite, level fragrances that cost many, 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 many times multiples of this. But I think for what this is, if you're willing to give it more than 3 or 4 chances, live with it mainly in the fall and the winter. I think some of you might come around to at least saying, this is not half bad. This is honestly pretty good. Maybe not groundbreaking, maybe not phenomenal. That's fine. I'm not saying it's phenomenal. I think it's probably pretty good. And I'm going to leave it at that. But again, we all have our taste, and that's neither here nor there. But that's going to do it. Anyways, guys, I want to wish you all a very, very fantastic Happy New Year. If I don't drop another vid between now and 2020, I'm wishing all of you sincerely the best. I hope that you will be able to achieve your end of year goals, but more importantly, stay focused, stay receptive, stay positive, stay happy. Focus on the year coming. It could be a big year for all of us. New goals, new sights, new dreams, new visions, new fragrances, new people, new vistas, new horizons, new dreams. And for many of us guys who have lost friends and loved ones, it's also kind of a very symbolic shift into releasing, sort of releasing those people from our life. And I mean, I'm not recommending you. I'm not saying you should ever forget them. They'll always be with you. But sometimes, especially if it's a recent loss, a recent death, the pain can be tremendous and very significant. And I'm not trying to end on a somber, morose note or anything, but just try to breathe in and breathe out and let it be. Have faith that there's somewhere safe and better and good, and it's okay, and you can move forward still with your dreams, your visions, your hopes, your fantasies, and be productive. Nothing will take you out of a little depression than being productive. And get busy, do something, find a hobby. Outdoors is phenomenal, guys. Don't just stay glued to the boob tube that is your TV set, that is YouTube. We all love YouTube. Don't stay on this thing necessarily more than you have to, and get out there and enjoy life. That's it. I'm gonna leave it alone on that. Again, guys, bring it in safe. If you're going to be drinking, please get a designated driver. If you're going to get really, really semi-wasted, I don't recommend that. But some of you guys are hardheads, some of you gals as well. Play it safe, man. Life is short enough. You don't need to end your own life, much less someone else's. Have fun by all means. Knock a few drinks back. Be safe, guys, and have a blast. Love you. Peace out. Spray often, spray well. Live life on your terms. It's way too short or way too long, depending how you play it, guys. If you like, please subscribe and click the bell for future updates. Peace out. It's been real.